Hey everybody, this is Dan for GemmyD on Cars. Now, what I have behind me is a 2021. I think this is the first 2021 model that I've reviewed, but this is my neighbor's car. This is a 2021 Kia Telluride SX. Now, I've been dying to get my hands on this car, and it's been so hard to get access to one of these, so I just had to wait until my neighbors got one, so it worked out pretty well. So this is my next door neighbors, my good friends Takis and Natalie just got this. They have baby number 2 on the way. So from everything I've read, this has got to be one of the best 3-row family SUVs. So we're gonna go take a tour around it. We're gonna get this thing out on the road. So let's take a look at the Kia Telluride.
Music licensing reimagined.
So I just recently reviewed a Volkswagen Atlas, and I said in that video that this is such a crowded segment, in the 3-row family SUV segment. I just drove a Hyundai Palisade and a Volkswagen Atlas, and I've driven a Mazda CX-9 before. So this seems to be the cream of the crop in the family 3-row SUV, but there's a lot of good options. And the reason that I think this is the best option, because I think it really looks the best. It's amazing how far Kia and Hyundai as a whole have come in the last 5 to 10 years. I mean, this is, I'm gonna say, other than the Mazda CX-9, which I'm a little bit biased, but I think this is the best looking SUV in the class. I think the Palisade is a little quirky looking, but that's more of like a, I guess, a luxury family 3-row SUV. This is gonna be the more sporty and sort of rugged looking, and I just think the Mazda is an attractive SUV, but that has way less space than these cars. So I really think it has the looks to match up with the space and comfort that you would want in a family SUV. So let's take a look at the styling. Okay, so just to talk about the styling now, the reason that I just touched on it a little bit, but I think this is a good looking car because it is sort of simple and clean and elegant looking. I mean, it has the tall hips, but you just have a simple headlight cluster, has the nice attractive LEDs in the front. Now this is the SX trim, which is the top spec, and this has the yellow LEDs in the headlights. I'll put a picture in the video right there. But it has the nice big Telluride Kia grille, and the little details of the grille, how it sort of dips down a little bit, sort of echoes how the overall styling of the grille too. And that this car has quite a few instances of that. It's sort of like a mustache. Like if you walk over to the window here, that has the little bump out right there. That's just sort of a little Kia design element that they've done for years. Now this car has big 20-inch wheels wrapped in Michelin tires, which I think Michelin are the best. I have them on my Mazda, and I've been very happy with them. But just looking at it, it's just a really good looking car. I think the Palisade, the headlights in the front and the taillights are just a little funky looking. I mean, some car makers try to do like the detached headlight and the turn signals down below, but this is just a simple looking car. It sort of gives an example of how I like Mazda and Volvo and Kia just sort of have a simple, clean looking design. And I think that's sort of what sells me in a car the most, is the design, just the way that it looks. But this car has all the safety features. You've got the radar cruise control, blind spot monitoring, lane keep assist. It's funny how these guys have 2 white cars, and she had a Mazda CX-5 that was white, and now she had to get the white again. But yeah, moving around to the back, so it's just sort of simple. You've got the nice upright tail lights just to wrap around a little bit. Now Natalie, the owner, the main driver of this car, she has changed out the badges to the different sort of Kia grille, which I think is kind of cool. And it's sort of like Range Rover, that they have the name of the car on the hood and the back. It's just something a little bit different. But yeah, the SX trim is the top trim, comes with all-wheel drive standard. And once we go on the inside, we'll take a look at all the safety features. But as far as styling goes, I think they really nailed it. It's just an attractive SUV. Looks good with the moss in the background there. So, all right, let's take a look at the engine. Now this is the engine. Now this is Kia's 3.8 liter V6. This car has 291 horsepower, 262 foot-pounds of torque, and it'll still go 0 to 60 in about 7.1 seconds, which, you know, is okay for a family car. You know, it's not going to be a Porsche Cayenne, but just to see how high like the grill is, that engine is way down in there. It's like 3-4 inches down in there. But yeah, this is a big car, and with a V6 it'll fit in there just fine. All right, now let's take a look at the trunk. All right, so here's the key to the Telluride, and we're gonna hold the button to open up the trunk. And this back here in the third row has some pretty cool features. Now, if you, let's say you're a little bit of a shorter person or you have a shorter garage, you can go up to this and manually move where you want the gate and just press the button until it beeps twice. And so now whenever you open the car, this will be the height that the gate opens, which is, it's such a good idea. This car has so many good ideas. And let's say you're Takis and you're 6'4", you want it to go a little bit higher, you just manually push it up, then you hit the button twice, and then there is the height of the gate. It's just a good idea. This car is full of good ideas. So another good idea in the third row here, this is like what it looks like, the trunk space with the third row up, and this is down sunk in. You can actually take this up, you know, it could give you just a couple more cubic feet of space. To get the third row down, you just simply push on this. Actually, I need 2 hands. And that goes down, nice as you please. The third row does not have a power. So that is what it looks like with the third row down. It's just huge. I mean, this is a big car, lots of space. Now, to get the second row down, you just hit these buttons right here. That pops down, hit the right button. And look at that. I mean, you could sleep back there. Now the SX trim does have the captain's chairs as standard. I think you can get the bench seat at an additional cost, but I think the captain chairs are pretty cool. Let's say their daughter wanted to come in the back row, she could just walk in. You don't have to mess with dealing with the seats or anything. So this is absolutely huge. Now, something that I don't think I've ever seen on a car, this has little clips right here to hold the seatbelt in place. You just take that out in case, let's say you're hauling a big couch or something, you want to get the seatbelts out of the way. When you put the seats down, these are always in the way. So that is just a nice little thoughtful feature just to put it back in. I'm not gonna put it back in, but yeah, that's what it looks like when it is in. It's just a good idea, and it actually has it on the second row right there as well. Again, another good idea for this car. So, all right, let's check out the back seat. All right, so going to the second row. Now, like I said before, this has the captain's chairs. Now, let's see, I had the seat, I think, where I was driving. I'm about 6 feet tall. I got plenty of room. Now, a couple cool things back here. There is some USB chargers on the side of the seats, on both seats, and this has a little pocket right here. You can put your phone in right there to go along with the, you know, put your magazines or something, you know, coloring books for Jada or whatever. Both sides, you've got the hooks. So yeah, this is very nice. Now, you've got 2 panoramic sunroofs, and I think you can flip that one up. This one is just permanently open. So I'm gonna go into the third row, and conveniently I can go right between the seats. And obviously this is gonna be, you know, mainly for kids, but you also have USB chargers back here on both sides. You've got cup holders. If you're a 10-year-old kid, everything you could possibly need is back here. So yeah. And I don't think I've been in a back seat of a car that had the captain's chairs, and that is super easy to get out. So let's just say, for example, you do not have the captain's chairs. As I get out of the seat, you can hit a button right here on the bottom of the car to move the seat forward. Or if you're in the third row, you can hit this button to open it too. And look, the seat just glides forward ever so softly, and you can get in super easy. Yeah, I'm getting myself a workout. So yeah, to get back out, making myself sweat. Yeah, then you just push the seat right back. The seat can go forward and back. Yeah, lots of cool features on this car. So you can do it on the bottom or the top. Yeah, you don't have any HVAC controls back here. Actually, you do. It's up at the top right there, so you can control the second row and the third row. There's the vents right up there for your third row. I'm sure you can control everything from the main screen up there. So nice black leather. The quality is very nice. You've got the stitching on the seats. So yeah, that's the back seat and the third row. Tons of space for your family. All right, let's check out the front. Also, let's just say the battery died and you couldn't use these electric seats. There's a manual switch right here. You pull on this and you can manually move the seat forward if there's something in the third row you can get back. Just another good idea. You can sort of hide these away. There's some on both sides. There's one right here. So yep, another good idea in the Telluride. All right, we're going into the main front screen here in the Telluride. So this is, I think, another area where the Kia and Hyundai have really improved is the quality of the materials. Now this car, the SX, has a 10.3 inch screen right here, and you have all the safety features. I just think it's cool how she wanted to do the different badges for the Kia, just a little personalized touch that she wanted to do for her car. So this car has cooled seats, which are on right now, and heated seats, and I like the design, just sort of the little grab handles right here. Now when I drove that Palisade, it was kind of like they were almost not trying to hit you over the head with like just interesting features, but it had like a silver looking waterfall right here, and I think I prefer the look of this. You know, not many cars have the 3 vents up top here, but it's just simple and clean looking. This sort of row of buttons right here is what all Kias have, you know, a nice silver trim. I think that Hyundai, or the Genesis I just drove, had this sort of similar look too, but that is like the cousin to the Kia Stinger. So we've got radar cruise control on the steering wheel, phone, everything. You know, you can go through a bunch of different things. Now, one of the coolest things I think I've seen in a car, along with the Palisade, is that, okay, the car's on. If I put my left turn signal on, that screen right there shows what it looks like. Let's say I'm driving on the highway. It'll show you in real time what is to the left of you. Now, if I put my right signal on, now it looks like on the right side. It's just such a good idea, and I really think more cars should have this as a feature. In the Palisade, if you put the left signal on, that whole screen became, that whole tack became the screen there, and same with the right. But I like it in the main screen right there. That is just such a good idea, and I think really more cars in the auto industry should have this. So that is really cool. Now on the main screen right here, if you hit the nav button, I mean, I like this sort of landscape view of the map there, and you can move it all around. Nice crisp looking graphics. I said that on the Genesis too. And most screens now are getting better too, but you can do a couple different things. And you have sort of 3 tiles right here. You have the nav and the radio and the weather on this one. Yeah, if you just click on them, it'll turn the radio on. But let's say you wanted to change the station, you could just click on that to make, yeah, you click on it just to make it the whole screen, or you can go back. Let's say you're driving somewhere, you don't know where you're going, you make it the whole screen. Another good idea. Okay, one of the coolest features that this car has, if you just swipe over, there's 2 features right here. One is called driver talk, and the other one is called quiet mode. Now, if you hit the driver talk, it'll go into the 3rd row, and let's say you have your kids in the 3rd row, you can talk to them through the speakers of the phone. So if I'm just talking normal, then if you put the driver talk on, it sounds like I'm in an auditorium giving a speech. I mean, it's just really cool. And now to go back, another cool feature, this is called quiet mode. And if you have your kids in the back seat, let's say they're sleeping, you can just turn this on, and the music will just play in the front speakers. Another super good idea, you know, because you're going to take this car on so many long commutes, and let's say your kids are sleeping in the back seat. It's just another thoughtful idea that Kia's come with. So those are 2 really cool features of this car. But yeah, everything is nice to use. Setup, user info, very nice. 10.3 inch screen. Okay, so the screen in between the gauges right there, you can do a couple different things. Now, one thing that was interesting, there's your compass. It says attention level. Let's say you're driving to Chicago and you've been driving for 6 hours. It'll tell you how high your attention level is. I'm sure if it gets low, it'll tell you to take a break. Yeah, it says last break was 5 minutes ago. Again, another really good idea, and who knows if you would listen to it either, but it's just something that you're always conscious about, just to keep you safe. Now, when I asked the owner of this car what she liked the most, she said the safety features, and the cameras I think were really impressive too. So if we go into reverse, now you have an overhead view right here that looks exactly like what we're looking at. You can go through a couple different, yeah, let's say you're hooking up a jet ski or something. That's where your tow hook would be to get on. I mean, camera technology has really improved over the last few years, and I'd say this is just on par with, you know, Audi and BMW with the overhead camera. That's the latest sort of addition to camera views in the car. They call it like a bird's eye view. But yeah, she said when she's parking in the garage, she does the front facing camera so she doesn't go too far. Plus you can also hit a button to move the mirrors in just to get in. I mean, this is a big car, you don't want to hit anything in your garage. But yeah, just another good idea. Yeah, there's the view, camera view. I think you put that on if you're driving slowly. You know, she said she went to Target and she hit that button to make sure she didn't hit the car in front of her. But yeah, this type of camera technology is in a Kia that we'll say is, you know, well under $50,000. You know, it's just really impressive how far Kia has come in the last few years. I mean, I don't know how many people are going to use this as a tow, but I mean, you could put like a bike rack on the back. But yeah, lots of cool features, and I think that just the simple design of this interior is really, really impressive. I think this is just on par with the best in the class. So, best looking exterior, pretty much the best looking interior. You know, I didn't even mention the nice wood trim right there. So yeah, this I think is a recipe for a very solid family SUV. All right, so this is gonna wrap up just my quick walk around of a 2021 Kia Telluride. Now, I think I can firmly say that this is probably the best three-row family SUV on the market. It has the styling, the classy look, all the safety features on the inside. I think this is a super popular car for Kia, and it's amazing how far Kia and Hyundai have come in the last 5 to 10 years. But this is a really impressive car. So now we're gonna get this thing on the road and see what it's like to drive. So let me know what you think about this Telluride. Leave me a comment below. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, where you can see the cars that I drive before they get posted to YouTube. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.
Music licensing reimagined.